Thanks for taking a moment to learn about the revolutionary data analysis tool SentVi. Today, I want to explore a simplified and anonymized real life example of SentVi's capability to aid in insurance fraud investigations. Customers often incorrectly believe they don't have the data needed for fraud investigations with SentVi. The surprising truth is most customers have access to far more data than they realize. In this example, an insurance company sees a suspicious rise in claims activity in a region. Using existing claims data, accident reports, injury claims, and doctor notes, we can find important connections. We won't cover our full importing and mapping process today, but know that we've uploaded our claims data to SentVi and organized it into entities and relationships. Entities are nouns, persons, places, or things. Relationships are the verbs that connect our nouns. Mapping our data with this structure, we can analyze vast data sets quickly. Let's click into collision 1245 and see what we can find. The plus symbol indicates that there are further links connected to collision 1245 in our data. Let's click and see what we find. As you can now see, we have 4 people connected to collision 1245. Charles was a passenger. Pete, a driver. John, another driver. And Anthony, another passenger. While it's good to know who was involved in the accident, this doesn't get us any closer to suspicious activity. Let's expand the rest of our links and see what we find. So as you can see now, we've expanded our collision 1245 links, and we now see there's a second collision, 2356. And we see that our original 4 drivers have remained, but they're not only connected to collision 1245, several of them have connections to collision 2356 as well. Anthony was a passenger in our first collision and a driver in our second. Pete was a driver in our first collision, but a passenger in the second. Charles was involved as a passenger in both collisions. As we move down our chart, we see other interesting connections. Both Anthony and Charles are customers of Farm State Insurance. Both Charles and Anthony had their injuries signed off by the same doctor, Lewis Marsden. Now, what we've seen here today is not enough to 100% prove fraud, but it does give us enough to launch a full-scale investigation and potentially alert authorities. Please keep in mind, I've simplified this example to make it clear how SentVi creates extraordinary efficiencies in data analysis. Imagine, however, that 1,000 completely innocent accidents surrounded this same accident data. Uncovering the connections you've seen today with traditional methods might take days, weeks, or months. Using SentVi, we can use advanced filtering, social network analysis, and geospatial and temporal analysis to break information down into visual connections that demonstrate the story hidden in the data. We call it finding the poisoned apple.